Poppin, que la que hay, and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm actually doing a review on the Morphe and James Charles palette. And obviously, as you guys probably have already noticed, I'm doing a different location. Not so different. I'm still in my room. I am just literally sitting in front of my table where I do my makeup. And I was already practicing, not practicing, but I was kind of anxious to start playing with the palette. And I just decided to go ahead and get on camera now because I want you guys to get my full reaction of the palette like in front of me. So the palette looks like this. I definitely just want to say that the fact that it's hard, I love when they are hard, and I love how the front of it is like this. And then when you open up the palette itself, it has like a little sheer thing that a lot of people throw out, but it looks like this one actually has the name of the eyeshadows on it. So when you open up the palette, it looks like this. And to be quite honest, this palette is really beautiful. It has a lot of your colors. Whenever you're going on a trip, you honestly can just take this palette and run because it has all of the colors that you can think of, everything that you'll need, your warms, your nudes, your browns, your reds, your colorful, warm, cool tones. It has everything. You can literally take this and just go. So I figured, let me go to Ulta. Called my Ulta and was like, hey girl, when y'all having this palette? They said, we're getting a restock on Friday. I said, I'll be there. So I went after work. And yeah, so I've already started practicing on it. Now, from what I've heard, he did actually mention that it was kind of like recommended to go ahead and use kind of like a paint pot type thing. And to my understanding, the NYX eyeshadow base is similar to the paint pot. I haven't gotten on the paint pot just yet. Don't judge me. I will be getting it soon. So I figured, let me start with this. Now, there's been a lot of controversy around this palette. I've heard really good stuff. I've heard great looks. I've seen great looks, I mean. I've heard a lot of really good stuff. I've heard a lot of really bad stuff. I watched this one review and it was by this YouTuber, but she kind of went into depth about the palette itself and like everything surrounding the palette and all the drama that has already surrounded it. Apparently there was somebody who ended up getting just a stain. So basically one of the colors on the palette, which I'm guessing is the bright red shade, which is this one. Apparently it stained her eyes and she started going ballistic in a video on Twitter. Apparently she tagged James Charles and it just, I guess, didn't go well. In the video that I watched, it is the review. If I do find it, I'll go ahead and link it down below. James Charles actually left a comment on there and he explained his side of the story, and a lot of people were attacking him because of the textures of the actual palette. And one of the comments that the girl in the video made was, he's more about making looks and he doesn't really review and go into depth about the textures and about pigmentations and all that jazz. So for him not to know how it was made, that's fine. He's not a scientist. So he did leave comments down in the video and he kind of went into detail about how he felt about the situation. Honestly, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the freaking palette. Honestly, it's pretty big. I like it. I really like the I'm a big like packaging whore. I love a good packaging. So yeah, so when you open up the palette, there's the little sheer thing that includes like the names of the actual shadows in the palette. And then at the top it says unleash your inner artist. And I love that because this palette really does make you want to unleash your inner artist. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this NYX eyeshadow base. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it on my lid. He recommends it to go ahead and use like a paint pot type textured base. And typically, I know I'm not the only one. Nowadays, we just use concealer. And that is kind of like the era that we're living in. So, I don't know. It was really hard not to want to use concealer. And let me just tell y'all, I tried it with concealer and it was not that great. So, I'm going with my favorite blending brush, the M505 brush. And I'm actually start with this color right here as the base. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. So that is all the fallout that came out. Honestly, that was not that bad. So that gets a plus in my book. Alright, so this color actually applies pretty nicely. Now, I definitely want to go ahead and do a bright color. So, I'm going to go in with a purple. So, I'm going to go in with that purple shade. Or you know what? I'm going to go in with the purple shade right next to it. So, with this purple and then this purple next. That way, that light purple kind of builds the color up. I feel like to make it a little more like potent, you have to add like 2 layers. So its pigmentation is not bad, but you kind of just have to pack it on, which is good because it's buildable. So hey, that still works. Not every palette is gonna be amazing like right off the bat. Just hide my nose right. Not every like eyeshadow palette is gonna be like amazing and you need this now and all that good stuff. I like it. Alright, now I'm going to take this Morphe M503 brush. It's a little more tapered. And I'm going to take that darker purple shade. And I'm just going to tap it into my eyes. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the Catrice Cosmetics Concealer. And I just got this from Ulta. I was like, you know what? I've never gotten any Catrice Cosmetics, you know, stuff. Let me give it a try. I tried it once. It wasn't too bad, but let's go ahead and apply this to the lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack on the like sparkly purple shade. Okay, I'm digging my finger in the palette. Alright, now I'm going to go back in with that darker purple. I'm just going to pat down in the corners. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and finish on the other side. So, see when I come back. Alright y'all, so this actually concludes the look that I created with the James R palette, and I'll go ahead and show it to you guys again. That is the outside. It is really freaking big. Let me just tell y'all, I already got it dirty. Just don't mind. And then that is what the inside of the palette looks like. Now, honest review, this palette, it's not a bad palette, but it's one of those palettes that it's nice to have, yeah, but you don't really need it. You don't really need it. There's many palettes out there that you need to have in your drawer. Like the point I was trying to make is the Jaclyn Hill palette, that's a palette that the first Jaclyn Hill palette, that is a palette that you need to have. It has everything you need in it. The pigmentation is amazing. Everything about that palette was amazing. Is amazing. You need to have that palette in your collection. This palette, not so much. The one thing I did not like is with the shimmer shade that I have on my lid, I used it with my finger, FYI, and I did show you guys. I had to keep going back into it, going back into it, going back into it, going back into it, just to get a good sparkly look. I feel like it gave me product for sure, but it was very limited on the product that it was giving me. Granted, earlier I used a couple other colors, like for example the yellow shade that I use in this palette. I feel like I wasn't getting enough pigmentation on it. I felt like it wasn't even showing up. So I feel like certain colors in the palette, perfect. Certain ones, no valen la pena. So with that being said, I will say, if you want to try it, get it. Don't spend your money on it though. I feel like this palette is one of those palettes that you just like, I could live without this. I really can. It's a beautiful palette, don't get me wrong. I love it. It reminds me of a legit like painting palette. Like it makes you look at it and be like, oh, I just want to create. That's what it made me want to do. And that's why I decided to go ahead and just create this beautiful look. But like if you look at the purple shade that I used, that purple shade looks like I just like smudged like my whole finger, my whole life, my soul, everything in one just to get a look. And yeah, honestly, a 1 out of 10 rate, I give it a 7.5, 8. I give it an 8. The palette is beautiful, packaging, top notch. The color selection, top notch. Just, you know, how it was all created, just how beautiful this is. I give it an 8. The pigmentation, just the payoff on it, I give it a 7. Give it a 7. It's not great, but it's not bad. So that's where I'm staying. I'm staying neutral because that's just how I feel. So yeah, I hope you guys definitely enjoyed the video and this look. And I hope you guys stay tuned for my upcoming videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.